Welcome to Tabletop Tap Room. Tom, aka Gedeon, your host. And today we're going to be examining the Justin Lanasa School of Marketing: How to Win Friends and Influence People. He's 5 weeks out from the launch of his new Star Frontiers New Genesis game, and there was a post just recently on the Star Frontiers Alive and Well fan book page. So let's just take a look at what's been going on, because this is absolutely precious how this has gone down. So here's the original post, and it says, Star Frontiers New Genesis, since a few folks on here, period, are quite negative about anything we do or release, period, feel free to join, period. If you're one of the haters, don't waste your time or efforts. And they're showing us the Saucer Fleet Concept 1, holds 1 to 3 crew, very mobile but lacks weapons, built for stealthy extraction / survey. And it's quite obviously a flying saucer. So this was the original post, and then people started asking questions. How dare they? Mark R was the first, where he opens up with, OG SF player here, haven't made any comments for or against what you're producing. I do seriously want to know why the original post seems so combative. What possible advantage do you derive from throwing down the gauntlet and then arguing with people about the depths of their negativity? None of that is going to encourage people to look at your product, and it may indeed turn people off who were interested. Very, very calm, very just, dude, man, trying to understand, why are you so negative? So here's Justin's response to Mark R. I don't take kindly to insults, Mark. Wow, let's just reread Mark's statement here. OG player here, haven't made any comments for or against. Do you seriously want to know what possible advantage? None of that's going to encourage people. Man, I feel the burn from Mark R. Sorry, I can't help myself. It's kind of funny.
I was just going to say, you can't help yourself.
The good wife is criticizing me over there. So then Justin doesn't stop with the I don't take kindly to insults. His next one is, you may stay silent. Feel free, not me. Babe?
Yes.
Do you understand the grammar on that statement? You may stay silent. Feel free, not me. Is that even a full sentence, or is that a fragment?
It's not even close.
It's not even okay. That's what I thought. I'm struggling here with the low Lanasian.
Was there capital letters to guide you?
No.
No.
So Mark R responds, Justin Lanasa, as Abraham Lincoln said, show me the spot. In this case, show me where I insulted you. And Philip D chimes in, Mark R, right on. Daniel R chimes in, Justin Lanasa, we don't take kindly to people who don't take kindly around here. LOL. Man, dude, you sure are sensitive. People asking questions about a potential game asset, is not being rude, dude. Good luck with your venture with that attitude. Wow. So then Christopher R chimes in. Dude, everyone in this group loves Star Frontiers. You want people to support your version? Stop encouraging the negativity. Just focus on releasing your product. DM, Doogie M says, good example. So, this is something was deleted earlier. And I don't know what that's all about. I didn't catch it. So we'll just skip that comment. Richard S chimes in, with New Genesis being released next month, 5 weeks, I have a question why there are so many concepts being floated for it lately. Now, this starts one of the more interesting back and forths from Justin Lanasa. Richard S. All the same, you might ask yourself whom you should listen to. Um, and then Richard comes back, Justin, it's a legitimate question. Should I listen to you? You keep posting these concepts and avoid a simple question. And then Richard responds again, no loss then. At least now I know where the negativity stems from. And we come down here. Richard again, he says, the late edit. I don't recall that happening. The rudeness has always been on your behalf. Tell us again how out of all of the qualified applicants, you got the CEO job. Yeah, you really need to work on your public relations if you hold the title. And then Richard did here was this comment about late edit. He grabbed a screenshot before it was deleted of this comment from Justin, where Justin just comes back at him and says, now you get ignored. So then Justin responds after this with, sounds like more hate and jealousy. Look, this is not a publicly traded look, for the record, I have known Richard S. for 15 years now. This guy's the farthest thing from jealousy, having jealousy in his heart. He's a great guy. And so I just want to say that, this statement about him, hate and jealousy. It's just going on the attack. How dare you question me? So then Ted G jumps in. Looks like a legit question. You did post the little greenies recently. And now this is kind of weird for a product that is supposed to be released in 5 weeks. All these different new concepts coming out. So now we get John B. Interaction with Justin Lanasa. John B. says, questioning stuff you post is not being a hater. If you put out a quality product, I'd be the first to praise it. However, you haven't really put out much that can be judged on its merits. I love flying saucers, and the pictures look great. There is nothing in the posts that can be used to determine the actual way the game mechanic is going to work with it, though. Very vanilla statement by John B. But Justin comes back at him. Negativity seems to permeate your conversations. What? Jim P. says, Justin, requesting information isn't being negative. Justin jumps on John P. Is it? It is if you're doing it in a negative fashion. Come on, crickets. John P.'s, Justin, I reread what they posted. It isn't negative, but you're being negative in how you respond. So jumping down here and respond, and then Justin comes back at him once more on the old twist the narrative. Did I put enough? Did I put enough maniacal? Because I think he meant it in a maniacal way. That's how I think he. That's how I think. What do you think, babe?
A little much.
I did it a little much, or do you think he did it a little much?
Well, I think he did it a little much, but I think
you think I'm laying it on thick.
A little bit.
All right, we'll tone it down. So then Jim P says, Justin Lanasa, nope, that is what you're doing. So then Kelly F chimes in, not being negative, read your statement and convince me you're capable of producing a game when you can't convey a clear statement. Oh, here we come. Here's the zinger. Kelly F, you're negative once again. Sorry you can't help it. I understand. We jump down. Is there any preview of the new game or a link to your page? Then John B chimes in again. Honestly, if they wanted to make a sci-fi game focusing on flying saucers, that would be cool. Just not sure how it relates to Star Frontiers associated with this Facebook group. But that's just me being negative. A little bit of sass getting turned up in this thing. Sass coming from people who are tired of the negativity from Justin. Then Joel D as an he bypasses the whole sass and the negativity that's going on. And he says, and just looking at what was posted in that picture, he says, as an extraction vehicle, is there space aside from the 1 to 3 crew listed space? As a survey vehicle, did it trade weaponry for advanced sensor suites? Just trying to understand the SFC-1's role in this world. And Justin Lanasa, straightforward question, 2 of them actually. Justin Lanasa comes back with one of many models. Totally sidestepped. Don't answer the question. So then Peter, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So I'm just going to say Peter, and I apologize to him for mispronouncing his name. Classic Star Frontiers was all about Hopkinsville goblins and flying saucers and ogres. The reference to ogres here is a Web Tools based mock-up of a book that was presented as if it was already published when it's not. And it had an ogre on it stepping out of a Stargate, or at least a space orc of some type. And so that's the reference to ogres here from a previous post by Lanasa and crew. And so then Justin jumps on him. Peter, always a wise guy, or 2 or 4, LOL. And then he jumps on Peter again. Let's get it right. Little green men, flying saucers, and time travel. So then John B chimes in again. Honestly, if you were making such a game and it stood on its own merits with its own name, I think it would be cool. But that is just my negativity coming out, I guess. So what John B is alluding to here is that there was a trademark grab by Justin's TSR, 3SR as we like to call it now. And so they grabbed the Star Frontiers trademark. They do not have the IP from Wizards of the Coast. Lanasa he's grabbed the name Star Frontiers, and he's said we're doing a reboot, but it's a reboot that has nothing to do with Star Frontiers. Just the name. They've managed to grab the name in a trademark grab. They may or may not hang on to it. And it's clear what they're putting out there. They're throwing out concept after concept. It's like a little bit of Shadowrun, a little bit of Star Trek. It's a little bit of Little Green Men, Area 51. It's just all over the place, and there's just no clear vision or anything to this. It's schizophrenic in how it's all over the place, and just all these different ideas, just throw them all in a bag and shake and bake. And that's what John B is alluding to here, that many of us have been looking at this and going, wow, this is not Star Frontiers, not even remotely close. I mean, it's so missing the mark. Let's just get through the rest of this little negative back and forth. Scott W asked, join what? Join the negative folks, I guess. Lanasa jumps on him. Misinformation sure does seem to be the MO of you, Cask. I don't know what he means by Cask. CASK. I'm not sure what he means by that. And then Randall D chimes in. It sounds like he was pitching a new Facebook group for his version of Star Frontiers, and then no link to anything. Probably would be a good idea if this one is so full of haters and people not interested in any version but the original Star Frontiers. It's a good point. So there's an excellent point. I don't know why he doesn't make his own Facebook group for it. It's coming out in 5 weeks, and it's going to be spotlighted with one whole game at TSR Con. That has 2 players. Last I checked on their website for the con, it's got 2 players. $100 to sit in, but you get a free copy of the game that's probably printed at Staples, spiral bound. So it's why hasn't they, his complaint is too many haters on the Star Frontiers Alive and Well. It's like he's tone deaf, that if you want to do a trademark grab and then do a money grab, thinking that there's this whole fan community who loves Star Frontiers, and just because you produce a product and call it Star Frontiers, they're going to throw their money at you. It's a fairly discerning group of fans, and they love the game. And I think that there was a portion of them that would have supported the new game if it had done homage to the original. But it's so, what we've seen of it is so buckshot scattered all over the place that it's in a million different directions and has no real aesthetic that makes an old school Star Frontiers fan go, yeah, I want to try it out. Because there's a lot of people who would try it out. But this type of back and forth attack people because they asked a question, and they asked straightforward questions without being negative. They weren't being insulting. This type of thing is not how you win friends and influence people. Maybe he's onto something with, I attack everybody who asks me a question. I insult people and I declare everybody negative. Maybe maybe that's the new marketing scheme. Maybe that's the hot new thing. They should study that. They should study him. I guess I'm waiting for the next post by Mr. Lanasa in Star Frontiers Alive and Well. I don't make any comments on those posts so as not to stir the pot, because I'm known to be a little bit snarky on him after our go-rounds. I freely admit that, yeah. So this is Tom from Tabletop Tap Room signing out. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to all my subscribers. You guys are great. And keep on gaming. And, if you buy this game and play it and think it's great, I'd love to hear a comment from you. Comments below.